Hello everybody. I'm just going to wait a few seconds for people to come in. Hopefully people can hear me, but I'm going to get my headset ready just while a few people are coming in. I'm wanting to explain boundaries because it's a really good subject to talk about. It's so easy to understand, and yet it takes a lot of words and I can't type it. So I'm just getting my headset sorted in case you can't hear me. Actually, can you hear me from where I am? Oh, brilliant. Okay, I don't need a headset. We'll get cracking. So it's wonderful when you post something and it brings something up which is a really good subject. So it stimulates me, and I just want to help and try and explain, because it is easy. It's easier. All of this is so much easier than we think it is. It's just the mind. The mind is always complicating everything. So I want to explain boundaries and how it changes. Let's go back. Let's go back to 3D and say that in that playground of 3D, we put up with things, or we might not put up with things. We have all sorts of things happening to us in our lives. Maybe we don't have boundaries in place in 3D. Maybe we do. We're all different. Okay, but that's 3D. It's kind of unaware. It's just trying to survive the best way it can. That's what we do in 3D. Let's go to 4D. When we wake up, that's when everything kicks in, including the ego. Okay, including the ego. And the 4D passageway, which is the ascension ladder, the ascension corridor, is that timeline for each to understand themselves. But it's all done within the field of separation. So 4D is within the same field of separation as 3D. Let's fast forward a little bit from a waking up to being very awake, finding out about yourself, having new experiences. So let's just fast forward all of that part, and let's go to a highly awakened person on their ascending path. There comes a point in 4D where we've started to love ourselves, and that love increases and increases. And then there comes a point when, because of the love that we hold within ourselves for ourselves, we realize that we don't want to tolerate this or that, because we're loving ourselves. So this is still finding out about this. It's all about you. It's all about me. It's not about anyone on the outside. So we come to a point where we realize we don't want to tolerate this person's way of speaking, this person's way of thinking, this person's perception, okay, of us, or this person's perception of that other person. We start to put in place boundaries. And we think, because we're still in a field of separation, we think that they will safeguard us. It's like putting a fence up, okay? But we think that they will safeguard us in many respects from the outside world, the types of experiences that we just don't want anymore, okay? But it's not that. It's within a field of separation. So when we're putting in boundaries, what we're saying in that mindset of 4D is we don't want this and we don't want that. That's what we're saying, because we've got to the point where we love ourselves enough to start to really take care of ourselves. So we start to say, I'm going to put boundaries in place because I don't want this in my life. I don't want to experience these type of experiences. They're not me. This is the way it goes in the 4D. But in that 4D, we're still perceiving that person over there as separate to us. Okay? We can't help but perceive that person over there and over there and over there as separate to us. There's no way that's going to change, because 4D is the field of separation. So that there's no way we can think and think and think and think and still not perceive that person over there as separate to us, because it's the whole field of 4D. The laws that work, the light laws, are an experience for consciousness to experience separation. 4D will always be separate. 3D will always be in the field of separation also. So the fields don't change. Our consciousness changes and we experience a higher field. So when we're putting boundaries in place in 4D, we're doing it with a mindset, with a consciousness that says we no longer wish to tolerate this or that. But that is not it. That's not actually what's happening. There's always higher and higher and higher and higher truths for you, for everyone. What's actually happening at a higher level, and it's just that it's not perceived yet, is that you're defining your soul. You're defining and going through experiences that show you which parts of you you wish to keep and which parts of you you wish to let go of. So it's not about the person on the outside. All you're really doing is learning about yourself and what aspects of you you really love and resonate with, and what aspects of you, bear in mind we've all come from the 3D, what aspects of you you don't want to be a part of inside of you. And there's a reason you do that. Because it's those parts that you learn you love, that you hold on to, that you keep. I could cry, to be honest, because it's so beautiful. So when we're looking at other people and not being happy at the way we're being treated, or not being happy at the way, say, your mother or a relative, a friend is being treated, as an awakened being in 4D, we're actually just learning about ourselves. I'm going to say it again. We're learning about ourselves and the aspects of us. It's not about the other person. And we're learning, evolving through that process of what we love about ourselves and what we don't love about ourselves. And by going through that process of having this experience and that experience with that person, and then you move on and it's that experience with another person, I mean, in 4D, when you're awakened, you meet so many people, and they come in and they go out. They come in and they go out. And each one of us is learning about ourself in the fourth dimension. So you end up through that process of people coming here and there. They may be in your life for 3 days. They may be somebody that triggered you for 5 minutes that you've never met and you'll never meet them again. Okay? It could be somebody that comes into your life for a year and then suddenly, boom, that's it, they're gone. But it's all learning for you. It's not about them, ever, ever, ever. And if we get into that cycle of thinking it's about that person, it's understandable, because there's a separation, there's a field of separation there. But if we keep thinking it's about that other person, we'll just cycle, which is a condensed spiral. So whenever something happens to us that affects us, it's not actually about what they said. It's about, why did I react that way? Why do I feel this way now? And then go within and within. I might even do something on how to clear. I don't know. If you want something on how to clear, I might do something on how to clear, because it's going off topic. Going back to boundaries then, the fourth dimensional corridor of ascension, we put boundaries in place because we're actually choosing at a higher level. It's a higher consciousness that's choosing which parts of us do we wish to retain, and which parts of us, Amanda, Mandy, do I wish to let go of. So it's not about that other person. Because the parts that you truly, truly love in other people are the parts of you that you wish to keep. They're the parts of you. It's only when the jump occurs and unexpectedly we find ourselves in fifth dimensional consciousness that the field of separation is no more. It's not there. So the mindset, this, doesn't think. I don't think that any one of you watching is separate to me. I know you're me. I don't have to convince myself. I don't have to, because it's a change in the brain that occurs. So there's no trying to understand separation in a sense. It will just automatically, simply flick over at 5D. Okay? You don't have to try and be in a field of oneness when you're in a field of separation, because it's not going to happen. It happens when the person reaches the stage where they go into 5D, and then the field of separation is no more. It's gone. You can observe it. You can observe people experiencing it, and that's it. But you can't experience separation. And so at that point, all of those beautiful aspects that you've recognized in other people, you see that every single person out there is you. Your higher self has put those people, I say people, your higher self has put those solid forms, those facets, into your holographic reality for you to grow from. So every single one of them is an absolute gift. And then as you grow, and then the next month as you grow, and as you grow, and as you grow, through doing the clearings within, you raise your frequency higher and higher, slowly, slowly, slowly. There's no rush at all. And so at that fifth dimensional mind, there's no separation between any one of you and me. There's no separation between me and, I don't know, if somebody came up right now and started yelling at me or shouting at me, I wouldn't see a separate, I'd see a separate vessel. I'd see a form, a solid form that I would know as a human body, but I would see me. It's all a change here. So before this occurred for me, I kept getting the same song being played in my head again and again and again for days. And it was called Losing the Mind. That was the song. And I just thought, okay, here it comes, I'm going to lose my mind. But it's not actually as sort of drastic as that. It's not. What it is that you lose the third dimensional perception in your mind, and you lose the fourth dimensional perception of your mind. That's what goes. It goes. It's just gone. It's just absolutely not there. And so it's that you lose when it's losing the mind. It's not a shock or, oh my God, I'm losing my mind. It's not like that. You're changing your perception. So you lose your previous perception of third dimensional perception, fourth dimensional ascending perception. So at the fifth dimension, it's a whole new life, a whole new world, a whole new way of thinking, feeling, experiencing. And if you imagine millions of people that are all either, well, on their way to the fifth dimension, or will be at the fifth dimension, or already there at the fifth dimension, they've all got the same mindset, which is oneness. There's no separation. They will look at me and know that I am them. It's like the beehive. Everything is energetically known to be a part of itself. And so there's no need for boundaries. It's all cohesive. There's no separation. So you're not having the experiences of separation where this person says that and you don't like it, because the people in your world, in that realm, are all heart-based and they're all in oneness. So they're in the same frequency. So boundaries aren't even necessary. It's not even a thought. And it was only today when I read a little thing on Facebook and I thought, oh my God, that's really is a good thing to talk about. So bearing in mind that boundaries are something that we go through. Yes, do it. Have them. Because you're learning about yourself. But they are something you will also let go of. Because they don't exist in a field of oneness. It's absolutely not necessary. I hope that helps. It's an amazing subject, boundaries. It really is. And I went through that stage of boundaries where I did think, I don't want to put up with that, and I don't want to put up with this and this and this. So I've been through it. Okay, I understand completely. But just bearing in mind that boundaries is actually further separation, because you're saying, I am here and I do not wish that to be in my reality. So you're actually putting a barrier up between this and that, which is understandable in a field of separation where I think this is not that, where I think this is separate to that. Of course, I can understand that. I've done it. So I understand about boundaries, but just bearing in mind that all it really is you learning about yourself You observing in your reality and your experience and your life the parts of you that you love and cherish and appreciate in others, and the parts of you that you no longer wish to have as part of you, as part of your makeup. The personality, the human personality, actually changes. So parts of what we call the personality dissolve, and the parts that dissolve are the parts that no longer serve you, which is why you're having all of these experiences and seeing these people and then placing the boundaries, because you're always learning about yourself. It's always about you. So those parts of your personality end up being dissolved. They just go. They just dissolve gently. They just fade away. It's so gentle. It's absolutely so gentle. And everything is so much easier than human beings and human minds make it out to be. It's just all here. And everything is about you. And it's when you make the jump that you literally see that every single being is you. And at that point, it is even funny. And if you're going through stuff at the moment, I'm not being insensitive by saying that. It's just the truth of when you go through your life review and you see how you reacted to yourself, that person over there, and you see how you reacted to yourself, you laugh at yourself. You're not laughing at them, you're laughing at yourself and how you reacted to this and this and this. So it's a very light-hearted life review. It's very beautiful and it's very love-based. So hopefully that helps. Didn't expect to come on. I better go. Lots to do. And I hope that helps explain boundaries. It's a really interesting subject. And it's all part of our growth. You know, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Look after yourselves and take care. God bless. Enjoy your day wherever you are in the world. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.